Bummer, dude. I'm out of Diet Coke. Life goes on. At least I have this glorious day. It is beautiful out here. It really is. I like filming these QTN episodes in cool locations, and sometimes I travel far and wide to bring them to you. So maybe you're in your office cubicle, wherever, you can't get away. We're going to talk about life, we're going to talk about gear, we're going to talk about systems, happy things, sad things, scary things, whatever you guys write into the P.O. box. That's what QTN is all about. I've been doing it for several years now. First things first. Nothing, what's up with the hat? Well, let me go back to a comment I read yesterday. It was pretty funny. It was in the SIG P320 review. I'm wearing the skull cap and those funny looking tiny spectacles. And me and Bad were shooting, and I put that on. I was like, I look like that movie, The Professional, the French hitman. So in that, if I ever post a raw footage, you'll hear us talking about only for professionals. It's a reference to that. And dude comes in, he goes, Nutn, you're the one person I know that truly doesn't care what he looks like. You are very secure with yourself. Thanks for all the videos. Something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much true. I wouldn't say I completely am devoid of fashion. Pretty close though. I use what works. So like today, what do? Slather on a bunch of sunscreen, put on a ball cap to look cool. Just trying to look cool. And that's what TNP is all about. I use what works, systems that work. This is I think Sun Systems hat. Use the Nutnfancy discount code for 80% off. I'm kidding. They don't even know who I am. There's no discount code. You guys aren't secure enough to wear this anyhow. Who are we fooling? You wouldn't wear this. It's cool though. I mean, I won't wear it forever, but to prevent skin cancer, especially at my age, yeah, I'm wearing it. All right, first up. This is from E&P, I think. Thanks for all you do. Regards. And look at the cool drawings he sent. I don't know if he did these by hand or if they're from an electronic program, but very cool. Hey, I was wearing a skull cap there too. This is circa 2013, so he's got some M1A Operation Red Skies artwork going there. Thank you, Ian. That is so cool. I'll put this in my memory folder. I think that is from 2008. With some drawings, really nice. You guys are very talented, man. I'm impressed with you. Here is bonus gun porn. Great grandfather's postal meter M1 carbine taking a nap in the afternoon sun. I think this is from my first guy that I'm going to talk about. So we're going to read several letters here. I think you'll like them. And the first guy is Colin Sawyer. He goes, I just want to take a moment to write you a letter to say thank you. The internet is full of people who are negative and are given a soapbox from which to do so. I hope you can ignore them and realize the vast majority of your viewership are not the morons commenting on the videos, being negative, pushy, disrespectful, and so on. By the way, I'm not making it up. There it is. I've never written a letter to anyone outside my family before, but I felt the need to reach out and give you a high five. Keep up the amazing work. No, most of us don't take what you do for granted. P.S. The next thin crust Pizza Hut is on me. I think he may have sent like $10 or something. Colin, you rock, dude. Yeah, so if you don't know what that reference is, you should be a subscriber, a double owl to the B channel. And I posted a video right before Allie and I went up in the mountains hiking, and as such I was able to put down some serious calories and ate their thin crust. No, Pizza Hut doesn't pay me for this. Their thin crust, I think it's mushroom, black olive, and pepperoni. Oh, yeah, man, it was good. Okay, so that was Colin. Where did my notes go? I hope the winds don't blow all this stuff away. They just might, though. Next up, I think is Kyle Pettit from Cincinnati, Ohio. He's asking about EMT shears, and it's a long letter. I think this is Kyle. Oh, maybe not. Bear with me. This is, yeah, it is Pettit. First, let me thank you for all the hard work you put into your reviews, your insights. A friend turned me onto your channel review of your Pocket 9mm series, and I wanted and I watched quite a few more videos. I've considered myself a TMPer ever since I watched your sheepdog philosophy video. You get it. I thoroughly enjoyed your Magpul M&P 15 review. I like that firearm. If you feel too strongly about pencil barrels, feel free to FedEx it to me. I cannot find a decent priced 5R rifled barrel with a mid-length gas port anywhere. You would just tell me where to buy the gun you reviewed as is, but I don't really want to build my first AR to learn the ins and outs of my rifle. Funny you should mention that too, Kyle, because keep watching the project. I may come out with a Nutnfancy AR-15 in the configuration that TMPers who watch the videos should know about. My favorite configuration ever. Keep watching, subject to change. I don't do it to make money, to be cool, but to help viewers like you say, hey, I just want a squared away AR that I know nothing you'd sign off on, and there's many, and I've reviewed many. The M&P 15 is a perfect example. Most AR-15s these days really are excellent, but also for a second kind of cool. And I would like to do this more for the collectability, the specialness of it. It's one thing to have first cool capability, but it'd be nice to do that. So I might do it. We'll see. Might use PFI to help me. Let's see. I write you today to ask for a review of a multi-tool that would fit into my POU perfectly. I work in an emergency room. I have a need for training or trauma shears quite often. Friends of mine are on the Leatherman Raptors and rave about them, yet hardly use them. I see that a lot, by the way. Guys who act like their gear item is so awesome, and then I go, hey, where is it? You don't have it on your person. You don't use it day to day. They don't really have a good answer. So I think that's a funny phenomena that we see. See, he gets it. They have the second kind of cool to them. Fair enough. I want to know if they have the first kind, functionality. Boy, this guy gets it. I've seen it cut a few gold rings, cut blue jeans, and once a drum set symbol off a child's fifth finger. Wow. I wanted to know if they could pass a Nutnfancy torture test before I spend $70 on them. I once ruined my best set of trauma shears cutting through blue jeans and a leather riding chap on a motorcycle accident victim. Since you are a rider and probably have old leathers hanging out, this would be a great test. Plus, if you were in an accident, would you want the paramedic to have these shears or my crappy ones? I understand you are extremely busy. Yep, I am. Do not have the time to test every piece of equipment that comes your way, but if you feel the need this, let me know. And it goes on, talks about some other stuff. Stamps are expensive, writes Kyle Pettit. Blame Obama. That's funny. Shears for EMT. I think shears in the EMT world, you know, the regular serrated ones you see made in China, which are pretty crappy and they bend real easy, kind of suck. Now, here's what I recommend. Here's what I integrate into my level 2 first aid kits. Skizzers. Regular scissors like this. These are Westcott brand. You can use Fiskars. They're affordable, and man, do they cut precisely. You can cut through jeans, yep. Leather, yep. And I don't know if you can cut through a drum set symbol with them. I don't know. I'll keep those Leathermans in mind. Maybe they're awesome. I really don't know. But just get these, and if you wanted to have them on your person in the emergency room, there might be some holsters for these. Just general scissor holsters. You could also drill a hole through the handle of your scissors and use what's called a scuba gear retractor. And what that is, it'd clip on your belt, stay there, and then you would retract it to make the cut, and then it snaps right back. The thing is, they might be dangling around, that may bug you. So look into that. But regular Fiskars or similar scissors like these, man, do they work. I don't even dick around with EMT shears. I don't do it. Yeah, as far as multi-tools go for your line of work, what would I recommend? Well, I still love the Wave and the Charge series. Here is a limited edition Cabela's Wave in orange. Because the tools and the blades are accessible from the exterior and they work. You know, as an ER doc, an ER nurse, is it perfect? I don't know. Obviously, I don't have experience in that philosophy of use. Generally, when you're in a place where you have an accessibility to a lot more tools, I would not go with a Leatherman. I would go with the specialized tool. For instance, I'm not SAWC limited, so I'd have a knife. I'd have dedicated scissors, as opposed to making a compromise and having them on you, but in a compact multi-tool. And this one's relatively lightweight for what it is. It's an MDMT. TMPers know what I'm talking about. Next letter, Jude Rolfe, Maysville, Kentucky. I think that's who this is. Yep, that's it. He loves the Vargas IHF. Very cool. I have a note here to read his letter. Dear Nutnfancy, I just watched your video, Human Fund, Teresa Vargas gets your money, and I feel compelled once again to write you a letter. I send this to you not in hopes of doing a video or getting me some sort of fame, but for the sole purpose to convey a heartfelt message from me to you. And by the way, I don't handpick these letters. You know how I select them? Completely random. I reach into my bin of letters and I just grab them. Boom, boom. It's just like the lottery. So I don't hand select these. I've subscribed to TMP for some time now, and time and time again, you have astounded me with your compassion for other people. I've lived on this earth for 45 years now, and I rarely have ever seen, known, or heard of anybody who has 1/10 the compassion for others you do. That's kind for you to say. Trust me, I have lots of faults. I do try to serve my fellow man whenever I possibly can. There isn't enough words I can write in this letter to thank you for it. I've cried many times watching the videos like the ones you did with Teresa Vargas and Vincent Wayne Smith. Your life lesson videos such as Lessons of My Father, the Amazing Daughter series, also amazed me to the amount of valuable life-changing information that these videos hold. Sure, I've watched most of your gear reviews on knives, guns, but what is special is that somewhere inside the person that is you, you've decided to make a few videos that might help or inspire people. You've inspired me, and nowhere on the internet or YouTube I've ever been more inspired than from the content of your videos. I firmly believe what you do in life can earn us a place in heaven, and based on what I've seen on your videos, I think you will hold a high place in heaven. I doubt it. Thank you though, Jude. Very nice to say. I know TMP won't last forever, but the information is already out there on the internet and YouTube and should be enough to inspire countless other people and make real differences in people's lives. If WROL ever broke out, if we were ever invaded by another country, I would pick up arms and follow you anywhere. In my opinion, you are the quintessential sheepdog, and I can only wish for the rest of my days I can do half as much. It's hard for me to read this, but he's too kind. Half as much good for humanity as you have. I wish you and your families the best. Truly a sincere person. Thank you. Right there. Thank you, Jude. That is very kind of you. You know, do in life what you think will make you proud when you're old and gray. Kind of like I'm getting really quickly. And you look back on your life, it's not really the gear, the knives, the multi-tools. I mean, all these systems are really important, especially if they serve good purposes for good civilians, pro-constitutional law enforcement, military members. All that's good. But what really sticks with us as we come to the ends of our lives is what we've done for others, how we've helped them, how we've served others. So thank you very much for that. Next is Joshua in Lego, Pennsylvania. I got to read this one too. I think this is him. I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to put up your amazing videos, which helped me so much. You could not as much you could not possibly know. My name is Joshua Lego. Oh, I guess it is Lego. And I live in Altoona, Pennsylvania is where he is. Sorry. I am 24 years old and married with a boy. I've watched your videos since 2008. I love TMP. And I'm not doing this just for a pity party. I just figured that you would like to hear about this. I didn't have what you would call a good childhood, is what he says. I came from an abusive home, and this is his writing, by the way, in case you think I'm making it up. I'm not. I did come from an abusive home. I have more time in the hospital by my own parents' hand than any child should. See, this is that sad stuff again, but it is what it is. You and your videos helped me through and inspired me to take up hiking, camping. I've always been into guns and knives for years, and I do carry a Glock 21, a Cold Steel Voyager, Tanto XL, a Kershaw Volt 2, and an Ontario Rat 1, also a multi-tool Leatherman, juice every day. Wow, you got a good loadout, dude. Like you, I believe that life needs to be lived to the fullest. Every day is a blessing. Amen, brother, it is. You got to maximize it. But anyway, I just wanted to reach out and share how much the project means to me. You've helped me through the toughest parts of my life by sharing your videos and showing us a fun and full life and how good it can be. By watching your videos, you inspire me to get out and live and to make the most of my time. Thank you. Please don't take this as a crybaby, feel bad for me letter. Just a simple thank you that someday, someday I hope to be able to do what you do and impact lives the way you have. Nothing but the best for you and your family. Thanks again for being who you are. And now that is Dad, Joshua Lego in Pennsylvania. I wish you the best in raising your little boy, your little girl, and I would like to impart this message to you and everybody watching. A lot of us can come from pretty much dysfunctional families, abusive families. Here's some truth, and I'm known for it. You can change the cycle with your generation. Okay? It doesn't matter if we can. It does matter, but it doesn't mean that it has to ruin our lives. You know what I mean? For instance, my grandfather was a big alcoholic. I don't know if I've told you guys that before. And his name was Corbett. And so Corbett was very abusive with his family, with his kids. And my dad, his son, decided, you know what? I'm changing. Well, I'm not going to bring that into my family. So for all his faults, and my dad had many, just like we all do, one of his upsides, his qualities, is that he never brought that into our family. And so he changed it. And so every generation can look back and go, I come from this, it sucks, I went through some really crappy times in my life, but you know what? Sorry, I gotta put my glasses back on, it's too bright. I'm not gonna let it ruin my life. A lot of people in today's world will do that. They go, well, I come from this, I come from that. And because of this, my behavior is excused. My lack of success is excused. That is totally untrue. It's false. It is not excused. You know, change. So thank you for that letter and the opportunity to maybe have a brief discussion on that. Chris Ellum, this guy's so funny. He says that he went up and let me read the first part. I first found TNP many years ago, shortly after the P226 mag dump video had less than 10,000 views. Wow, dude, you've been around a while. And I've been a TNPer ever since. I wanted to share a unique connection we have. I was born in January 1985, Laughlin Air Force Base. My dad was a pilot. My mom was a nurse in the Air Force. He was in class 8204. He continued as an IP for 3 years. From your Air Force Stories videos, you said you were there shortly after I was born. Cool. My dad was curious to see if by chance you saw the plaque he made for his class. It was a standout above the rest because of his artistic abilities. It was a king cobra, rearing to strike. The wings behind it, the colors were venom green and then blue and orange from his alma mater, University of Illinois. He became an EF-111 pilot until around 1988, then became a Delta pilot. Anyway, I thought this might be a unique connection you'd enjoy. I'm sorry I don't remember that, but I can pretend that I did. Oh, I remember that. That was cool. That's where I went to pilot training, by the way, Laughlin. Hell on the Rio, I called it. It was actually an okay place. I liked it. Hot, though. As a long-time fan, I write this letter to say thank you for the time and effort you put in TNP. I've tried to participate and support the project when I can by using affiliated links, TNP codes, thank you very much, buying patches, and commenting online. A few years ago, as many fans, you got more fans, desired more content than possible for you to generate with the same quality and effort you put in all your videos. Sorry if I'm chopping this up, standard. I thought of a different way I could use to contribute my ability and give fans what I desired by attempting to help you build and run a website that would allow a more daily dose of TNP to all your subscribers. Then he goes on to say that he hated how people use the Nutnfancy name, and this has happened quite a bit, and they've registered Nutnfancy sites. There's fake Facebook pages and other social media places that act like they're me. They're not. What you see on the main YouTube channel page is genuine, and nutnfancytech.com is genuine. And then, as a favor to me, registered a bunch of domains that he'll give me if I want them. So they got them here. So thank you for that. It comes with success, and the minor success that I've enjoyed. You know, people will use the name for whatever reason. Sometimes it's a hater purpose, sometimes it's a good purpose. I appreciate it. Here's the deal with us. Well, whatever, on Facebook or whatever social media site, I'm pretty much maxed out. We're pretty much maxed out with YouTube. So if I open up another venue, which I was really thinking about a couple months ago, hey, open up the Facebook page, do that. It's something else that has to be moderated, taken care of, maintained, updated, and we just don't have the staff or the bandwidth, so to speak, to do it. The upside to that phenomena is that you get a very consistent product. TNP at its heart and soul is the same as it was when it started. It's funny, through the years, you know, people would go and they'd see me say something controversial. They'd go, oh, it's not the same, you've changed. I haven't. Same as always. You should see that by now. And it's very consistent. I don't do things to be aggrandize myself with the internet because I just don't give a damn. The manufacturers, I like them. I'm friends with a lot of them, but I don't really give a damn. The only thing I'm really loyal to is my subscribers. That's it. And the more people watch the product and devour it, and like we talked about in the June QTN, 1/5 in a week principle plays, then I keep producing. End of rant. Zach Hockford, Rexford, New York, writes as follows. I say I have to read this one too. I just wanted to thank you for the positive impact your YouTube channel, TNP, has had on my life. I started watching your channel about 4 years ago, and at that time was an 18-year-old video gamer and couch potato that was pretty much useless in life, and clueless about life lessons that you convey to your audience. Philosophy videos such as Live to Impress Yourself, Workers Are Few, and Depussification have changed my life. No joke! Exclamation point. Okay, you see it? Boop. No joke, he says. Since your videos, I have watched a large portion of them. The owl is on the shed, by the way. I have renounced video games and have embraced hiking, setting up run and gun courses with friends, and working hard in college in an effort to replicate your project. I especially enjoy your philosophy of use discussions in order to make wise gear purchases. I built an AR-15. Philosophy of use is 0 to 200 yards, 7 pounds, 2 ounces. Awesome. Way to go. Thank you for being a fatherly voice to me through your advice, your adventures, your outlook on life. Because of your project, I have put off many childish ways and I'm becoming more of a sheepdog. You are truly a great man. I doubt it. And I count it as a blessing that I found your channel. Thank you for the impressive human series of videos. They have given me confidence to be outward and caring to my fellow man. Awesome. Keep on following your vision for TNP and don't give a cherry to the naysayers. You, sir, are indeed some kind of good. Faithful fan, Hey-Z, pronounced Hey-Z. Thank you. Any suggestions? P.S. Any suggestions for finding a good woman who is not totally brainwashed by her cell phone, social media, and entitlement attitude? Yeah, he actually did write that. Highlighted by me. Awesome Daughter series. I answered that. You wrote this in March of this year, 2015. So that series was not out at the time, but that's Zach. Go check that out. And they're out there. They're harder and harder to find. Blame the dads, because the dads raise the girls and the moms. But hopefully we get more girls. You know, well, just watch the series. It's all in there. Back to the video game point. I'm really happy that you did it. That you're living life. You're getting out there and investing your time more wisely. Don't misunderstand though. Someone can play video games and be highly successful, a highly caring person in this world. The problem is, just like everything in life, balance. You want to balance your life. If you're just living a video games lifestyle, you sit around, you don't get out, get a good job, get a good career going, you're not kind and thoughtful to your fellow man, you're a dick, you're selfish, you're inward looking, and all you care about is your own pleasure cycle. I call those guys, when they're living that video game lifestyle and they're really on the paddle like 10 hours a day, video game douches. That's just how I feel. But I know a lot of successful people that instead of watching movies, they jump on the paddles. They'll play Modern Warfare, whatever. And then they limit it, and then they get back to their jobs and get back to life. That is a wholesome use of it, especially if it's in a multiplayer situation where you're actually having a social interaction with other human beings that you know personally, not just online. So they're not all evil, but it's good that you've made some advancements in that. Jeffrey Washington from Flint, Michigan, his YouTube call sign is Never Quit Ever, says the following: encloses my patch from the Flint Police Department As of writing this, I've been working here for 25 years. I've enjoyed many aspects of your work. You have helped me appreciate much more with your videos. Thanks for all you do for the law enforcement and the military community. You've unexpected life calling has meant so much to many. I appreciate you both. Sorry if I can't read it very good. That's because I suck. Jeffrey Washington, Flint, Michigan police officer, one of the many 4 Constitution law enforcement officers, men and women serving that watch the Nutnfancy project. There's a lot. I got SWAT teams that watch the videos in the freaking ready room. Love those guys. Thank you for your service. They're first and foremost sheepdogs. I talked about how I support the police officer community in last QTN, did we not? Next up, Chris Adner, A-N-D-R, U.S. Navy. He is a pilot. I guess I gotta read this. Check this out. He even writes it on Navy letterhead. Dude, should I even read a Navy letter? I'm kidding. My name is Chris Adner, TMP fan and subscriber since 2009. Thank you, sir. I don't actively participate in YouTube. By the way, you're pretty normal that way. A lot of people who watch TMP don't go on YouTube at all except to watch the videos that TMP puts out. But I watched all your videos and those of others you have turned us on to over the years. My username is CJA1987. We met briefly twice. Once at Impact Guns and in August, and once at Southtown Gun Show in Sandy. Oh, dude, I think I remember you. My only communication with the outside world right now is writing while here at the Navy OTC in Newport, Rhode Island. I just wanted to take some downtime while here to thank you for being a huge source of encouragement and motivation in the past. Oh yeah. And now I'm here in training. So I guess he's training right now. He's going to be a Navy pilot is where we're going with this. I've got a pilot slot, have cleared my flight physical with flying colors. If I don't get injured, it's off to Pensacola, Florida in the beginning of October to start API and primary flight training school. I've had no major aviation experience beyond a few hours in a Cessna 172. I had pretty much given up on pursuing anything further due to cost. It was right about then when I was in recovery from some minor surgery that you put out the Live to Impress Yourself series and later Air Force Stories, both of which were awesome and hugely inspirational. I am currently, I hope I'm reading these in order, I'm currently 25, not getting any younger when it comes to military aviation, so I decided to give it a go. Everything I worried about being, this is writing, so that's why I'm kind of laboring through it. Sorry. I like how it's handwritten though, I really did. Just bear with me. Oh yeah. I was worried about being laughed out of the recruiter's office. I took the test in November, submitted to the board in December, and was selected in January. Good job, dude. That's Chris Ander. Orders to OTC came for 8 July, and I've been here ever since. Graduate 28 September. I thought a lot underlined of Live to Impress Yourself and your other motivational type videos during NDOC week here. And by the way, it was absolute hell. I was pretty much at the breaking point mentally and past it physically, with USMC drill instructors beating us the entire week. 15 people dropped out of our class, while initially it had been 48. The life I see you have built in a similar career was a huge motivator. After the first 2 weeks, things have been getting exponentially easier. It's always that way in basic. Whatever military service, they're always going to try to weed out the uncommitted. They're going to get in your face. They're going to work you in the ground with physical fitness stuff. They just want to see you mean business. And if the guys and girls who stick around that mean business, those are the ones they want. Whether it's the military, anybody. They want to weed out the uncommitted. So that's why. And it does get better. One thing you always say that holds very true here is, congrats, now you have many more mountains to climb. True that. Let me talk about that really quick before I forget. So, dude, you're in pilot training. You're going to be a Navy pilot. Maybe you fly at F-18. You have a great career. You're on the boat. You're off the boat. Doesn't matter. But you always have to be striving for something else. like I said, and live to impress yourself. You never arrive in life. You never go, oh, I've arrived. I'm just going to sit on my lounge chair, drink my Diet Coke, and not do anything else. For me, I always have to set the next goal. Where do I go from here? It's always got to be pushing, working, hard. That's the way I'm put together, but it's a life worth living for me. And that's what I mean by say, congrats, now you have many more mountains to climb. I used to have to do something in my life and I used to not do a lot in my life and just sit back. I've learned that does not work, that you must keep moving to the next challenge. There he gets it, to succeed in another aspect of life. I spent 2.5 years in Salt Lake City, Utah, getting an MS degree in meteorology from the University of Utah. I'm from Massachusetts and knew nobody when I moved out there. I had a mild interest in guns, outdoor gear, knives, but you helped me develop that into the max, and now I'm a complete addict like you are. I miss Utah already. And all it has to offer. He talks about the gear he has, buying action targets with the discount code.